No, I'm Jim Robson. I'm currently the branch's IGA rep. I thought it might be useful just to remind ourselves what the aim of the International General Assembly is. The IGA was born after what used to be the International Council. I think the IGA, and I'm looking at Jim for confirmation, we've been running for about 18 years. And Jim and I, for Scotland, have been alternating as the IGA rep since then. It provides a forum for member representatives to engage in debate in order to inform the institution's board of directors on relevant issues. The idea is the IGA is supposed to be a critical friend to the board. General Assembly meets twice yearly. Once during the annual general meeting, and again last one was in Brighton, and again we have a meeting next week where members from around the world will be meeting at IFE headquarters in Stratford-upon-Avon. There's also a UK working group, as the name suggests, is made up of the IGA members from the UK branches, and that also meets twice a year. And the reason for that is that we want to discuss UK-specific items and not take up the time when international members come from all over the world and then we steal the meeting to talk about UK things. The global representation, each of the 42 or so branches across the globe is entitled to have an IGA rep, and it's more often not the case that there are more non-UK representatives than there are UK reps at meetings. We have more international members coming to meetings here in the UK than we do have UK members. There are currently 23 non-UK branches and 20 UK branches. It's been argued for some time that this is a disproportionate balance of UK branches and IGA votes compared to the rest of the world. For example, Australia only have one branch. America only has one branch, and so does Canada. India has 4 branches, although they rarely attend meetings here in the UK, and currently there's a breakaway group, nothing to do with the IFEs, called IFE India. And you can find it on the website, and I have to say it's absolutely nothing to do with the international IFE. With that in mind, the UK working group was asked to look recently at options of reducing the number of UK branches to arguably better balance the international representation of the IG, and perhaps to support those UK branches that have struggled to operate independently. And a meeting took place on the 19th of November last year, chaired by Bill Goff, who's the Vice Leader of the International General Assembly. And he prepared some options to discuss, including some branches becoming groups with much larger branch area. The important thing to say here is under all the options that we discussed, Scotland's status would not be changed. We are 47% of the UK landmass, and we have one of the largest group of members. And under all the options, Scotland would not change. There was a long and often passionate debate about the issues, but it was concluded in general that the UK working group would not support amalgamation of UK branches into much larger branches and then made up of groups. As you can imagine, those long-standing successful UK branches who have considerable funds in the bank were not necessarily keen to give those monies up to a group which was less successful, and they wanted to maintain their own independent identity. That may not be the end of the matter, and I don't know if Bruce has a chance later, but I think the board are going to continue to discuss that reduction in UK branches. But I'm not really sure that there's an appetite for it. Another thing which was quite an interesting topic was the new online membership application, OMAP. All new members now can go onto the IFE website and join through the OMAP, which is okay for UK members. Unfortunately, what became very obvious quite quickly is that's not working for the overseas groups and branches. Currently, if you are in an overseas area, you apply through your branch for membership. They will take your fees and send 50% of it to the UK headquarters at Stratford. The OMAP, if you go there from any country in the world and join through OMAP and pay your fees there, it is not legal for half the funds to be sent to the overseas branches. Again, Bruce might be able to tell a bit more about that, but certainly in America, Australia, New Zealand and Malaysia, Hong Kong, to send money to those branches from the UK, it breaks all their international laws. So I'm not sure whether there's been a solution to that yet. You know, no. The IFE had has still on the website a 5-year strategy, which expired in 2018, but it's still on the website. But a draft new strategy was sent out by IGA reps to branches for comment. Due to the short notice for response, Hugh, representing our branch, was asked by me to comment on behalf of us, and he made some remarks, and I forwarded that to the chair of the UK working group for collation and forwarding to the board. On a positive note, to finish, the current chief exec and programme director and the board have stated an intent that there will be far more they will communicate more with us in the future. There have been issues where the IGA have complained that we don't hear things from the then chair, chief exec, and some members of the board. That is changing. And I've no doubt this will be tested at the forthcoming IGA workshop and board, which happens next week. So that's me for an update from the IGA. Have we got any questions, or should we leave it till later? Hugh?
Yeah, we can leave that
For later?
Yeah, I've got a little bit.
Okay.